Hey, Lifeonaires, welcome to day one of the 12 days of Christmas. And today I'm going to share with you a tip, a strategy, a concept, that mindset shift that when you apply into your own life, you're going to see the difference, not only for your own life, but you're going to see the difference in your relationships with others, loved ones, business people, employees, anybody you deal in life. It's going to make a difference for you in your business. It's going to make a difference for you when it comes to making money, when it comes to making deals, when it comes to doing anything in life. Okay. And I wanted to share this strategy with you because it's been such a big and impactful strategy for me in my own life when I learned that. And it has literally transformed how I live in my life. Okay. So short, my name is Polish Peter. You've probably seen me around. And I am one of the Lifeonaire coaches, and I wanted to share this tip with you because it's been pretty impactful, and this is probably the perfect time to do this. So here is the strategy, okay? Write this down right now. This is this little phrase. It's so important that when you take it on, it's going to have a huge impact on your life, okay? So here it is. Ready? Accept the way you are. Write it down. Accept the way you are, and accept the way you aren't. Let me repeat that. Accept the way you are and accept the way you aren't. Let me explain what I mean by that. So we as human beings, we have a different ways of personalities. We are how we are as people, right? Maybe some of us are introverts, extroverts. Maybe we are, very outgoing. Maybe we are Polish, like I am, right? Whatever it might be, every single description of ourselves, right? Accept the way we are, however you are right now, however you are in life, however you are as a person, accept the way you are. So your traits, your strengths, all of that stuff put together. So I would actually have you, if you are up for it, do this little exercise and write all this stuff down. What are some of my strengths, some things that I love doing, or whatever might accept all of things that you are. The second part goes accept the way you aren't. So what does that mean? That means that you're accepting all the weaknesses, all the things that you don't like, all the things that you hate about yourself up to this point, right? So maybe, for instance, like, I'll give you guys an example for my own life to see how you can actually apply this. But look at your own life and see what are the things that I don't like or hate or whatever it might be. Okay. So let me give you an example. Back in the day, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I do have an accent, right? It's from Southern Texas. Actually, no, it's from Poland, right? I came here when I was 14 years old. And for the longest time, after I learned the English language, I hated my accent, right? And I could give you 20,000 different ways and reasons and proofs that my accent sucks, right? And that people don't like it, and people don't value it, and people don't respect me, and all that kind of stuff. And then, for instance, when I was married, I would get on the phone with a phone bill company to solve the problem. I would be on there for 20, 30 minutes arguing with the guy, frustrated with the guy, yelling at him, all kinds of stuff, right? Because he doesn't understand me, right? And then I would get so frustrated, I would drop the phone, and I would go to my wife, who was born here in the United States, which she didn't have an accent. I said, you deal with it. And she would pick up the phone, and 5 minutes later, the problem was solved. And I'll be like, see, there you go, right? It's my accent. So I have all kinds of proof. I hated my accent. For a while there, I was actually trying to get rid of the accent because I wasn't accepting the way I wasn't, the way I aren't. Does that make sense? Okay. So at one point, I finally decided, what if I just accepted my accent, accepted the way it is, and that's why I speak, and that's why I sound, and all that kind of stuff, right? So I literally made up in my mind that my accent is awesome, it's sexy, it's amazing, and in fact, it's so awesome that people and women, in fact, are going to come up to me and they're going to tell me that you have a sexy accent. I love it, right? I just made it up in my mind. So in that one instance, one part of my life, I accepted the way I was and the way I wasn't. And what happened? All of a sudden, I started seeing all kinds of different proof of the things that the accent was awesome. And actually, people like it and enjoy it. And, women came up to me and told me all kinds of stuff, right? And the other thing that happened from that is that I felt at peace. I wasn't resisting it anymore, right? I wasn't fighting it anymore. And I felt at peace. I finally was like, wasn't worrying about it, wasn't thinking about it, and all that kind of stuff. And I could actually go out there and speak to people, actually be okay with people and be free with people to say whatever else needs to be said. And I screwed up a word like I did on this video. Guess what? I corrected it, laughed it off, and moved on, right? So accept the way you are and accept the way you aren't. Because when you do, when you finally accept the way you are and the way you aren't, guess what happens? All of a sudden you get some peace in your life, right? You're going to have some peace. You're going to have some freedom. You're going to possibly even have some strength and power to be able to create all kinds of things. Because guess what? When you accept the way you are and the way you aren't, what ends up happening, becomes this even ground foundation for who you truly are. Because when you accept the way you aren't and accept the way you are, you literally accept the real you, the one that's right here, deep down. And guess what? Then you can actually show up in life with people how you are as a real person. You don't try to be somebody else. So think about it. When it comes to being successful in life, we always try to be somebody else. And it doesn't work because that's not you. But when you accept the way you are and you accept the way you aren't, all of a sudden you can learn new things to become more successful. But you can do it the way you are and the way you aren't. The 1 minute I started shifting that mindset in here to accept the way I am and the way I'm not, all of a sudden things started moving for me. People started approaching me. People started to show up in my life. People started to do business with me. And things started becoming really cool. Relationships started working better. So do you see how that one little idea, it's very simple. And I would say it's probably not easy to at first to accept it. Because, if you've been resisting the way you are for a long, long, long time, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. Especially if people have been telling you that you shouldn't be like this, shouldn't be like that, right? And you're resisting. So if you accept the way you are and accept the way you aren't, all of a sudden, there is this peace that comes with it. That doesn't mean that if you say, well, I am just this jerk, right? And I'm just going to be a jerk, right? Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is accepting the way you are and maybe your weaknesses, because we tend to resist our weaknesses or keep working on our weaknesses and all that kind of stuff. And that doesn't work. Okay. So accept the way you are and accept the way you aren't. I've been repeating this phrase throughout this whole video because it's so important. Now, here is where it gets really good. Are you ready for this? The people in your life, the people who are most important in your life, accept them the way they are and the way they aren't. Think about that for a minute. When you accept the people in your life the way they are and the way they aren't, all of a sudden, these people show up in your life completely different. They show up in a way where all of a sudden you don't see all kinds of bad things about them or negative things about them or how that person is. And maybe you actually going to be able to see that person how they truly are. So on these holiday season, on this thing, Christmas, if you're spending some time with your family, you have this uncle who comes in, like on the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation movie, uncle that shows up, right? And you accept that uncle the way he is and the way he isn't. All of a sudden, you can have a pretty awesome Christmas without getting frustrated, without getting angry, or whatever it might be. I know it might not be easy. It's a simple concept and not the easiest concept to do. But in order for you to accept other people the way they are and the way they aren't, it starts with you right here. So accept yourself the way you are and the way you aren't. And all of a sudden, you might discover something that is going to help you in life tremendously. That's when you can start growing, actually. You can, quote unquote, improve yourself, right? I constantly study new things, but it's from the understanding of accepting the way I am, the way I aren't. And that actually helps me in life to be growing and contributing to others. So I want to give that gift to you. So hopefully over the next 12 days, you're going to get all kinds of different ideas and things from other coaches here in Lifeonaire. I love this organization, but I want to encourage you guys to take on this concept, take on this idea, write it out, put it on a paper, put it on a mirror in you, put it on your phone that you can see. Accept the way I am and the way I am not. okay? And just start incorporating that into your life. And head back to the Lifeonaire app. Guess what? It's a free app. You can go in there. I'm in there constantly. You can ask me questions if you need some clarification on this. You can ask other people questions, other coaches or anyone, and we're going to help you to support you to have this holiday season, Christmas, awesome. The best time of the year, right? This is my favorite time of the year. See that Christmas tree over here? That's what I like. Okay, so thank you for allowing me to share this with you, and keep it going. Merry Christmas.